Hello YouTube, America, whomever. I keep trying to make this video, but it keeps messing up, so I'll try it one more time, but I'm getting aggravated with it. Anyway, uh, after I got out of court, I went home, made that video about parochial settlements. I hope y'all studied that. That's really what's going on here with child support, but evidently the local branch of the DOR got fed up with me. So they kicked it back to the Tallahassee branch. The Tallahassee branch sent me a letter telling me they were emancipating my youngest and they were gonna I owed arrears. Well, I didn't think nothing about it. I just ignored it basically. And then they send me a contract presentment telling me I owe arrears and I need to start paying so much a month, per month. Well, I sent that back to them, refusal for cause. Refusal for cause is pretty easy. You just write across the face of it in bold red ink, refusal for cause, and then you make a copy of it, type up a little paragraph telling them that you're refusing it for cause under the actual code is UCC 2-207, but each state has their equivalent. See, in Florida, it's Florida Statute 627.207. But the 207 is the same, so they say they don't use UCC law, but they do. It's just encoded in their statutes. Well, I did that, and I guess they decided that they'd try to send it through the courthouse. So they sent it to the local courthouse. The local courthouse sent it out to me from the clerk of court's office. Well, I sent it back to him too. Refusal for cause. This time I didn't do registered mail, I did certified mail. First time with the DOR, I did registered mail, so they couldn't deny that they received it. But the postmaster up there told me that I could do the certified mail and he could be called as a witness that, I did send it back to him within a timely limit. So I just sent it certified mail to him. Well, I checked the docket a few days later, and this listed in the docket as a refusal for cause. So it works. Well, then I got a letter from the DOR again, and I guess they were trying to send it back to me again. Well, I just wrote on there, not at this address, and sent it back to them. I didn't even open it. Then they sent me another letter about a week later. Well, by now I was fed up. And I'd been reading, about mail fraud and stuff like that. So I wrote on the top of it, Title 18, 1341, and 1342. 1341 is for sending mail to a fictitious person in order to collect a fraudulent obligation. 1342 is for sending mail to a fictitious person. I'm going to get to all this in just a second, but those two are very important. Because that is what they're doing. They're sending mail to a fictitious person. And you can prove this. You go to the government publishing office and look up Writing and Styles Manual, and you'll see that any all caps name is a corporation. So it's not you, the natural person, it's the corporation, the fictitious person. You don't own the fictitious person. You are allowed to act for the fictitious person, but you don't own it. The federal government does. So I wrote down there under the Title 18, 1341, and 1342, recipient is a fictitious person with an idem sonans, meaning it sounds identical, to the natural person, being me. Recipient is a fictitious person with an idem sonans of the natural person and a wholly owned subsidiary of the United States government, which is not at this address. It's easily proven. All this is easily proven. So I sent that back to them, and I'm going to tell you, I've had peace for about a year now. I ain't heard nothing from them. And I've decided that if I hear anything from anybody else again on this matter, I'm going to sue them in their private capacity for negligence, because each and every state employee has a duty to uphold the Constitution. Period. In fact, each and every person in this country has a duty to uphold the Constitution and keep the government in check. We hadn't really done that because we hadn't really learned the law enough. But yeah, that's exactly what's happening. The Constitution guarantees we have the right to due process. The Declaration of Independence blatantly states that the reason that they declared independence from Britain was because of their pretended acts of legislation, which is exactly what child support is. It's a pretended act of legislation. So I sent it back to them. I ain't heard nothing from them. And I didn't know how long it was going to be, so I decided I'd wait until I heard something from them. Well, it's been about a year now, and I ain't heard nothing, and I was just letting you know I've enjoyed a year of peace. I've pretty much taken a year off. I have started a lawsuit against each and every individual that I have had dealings with in this matter. I haven't turned it in yet, but yeah, I am suing them for negligence. I intend on letting you know how that goes, but you know, when you go into federal district court, it's totally different than these joke-ass family courts we got. You got to have everything, every T crossed and every I dotted, and they try to make it impossible for anybody to sue them over this shit. But that's what's going on with me. I'm not telling you to do that. This is not legal advice. I do not expect this to be used as legal advice. I am not an attorney. This is what I'm doing, and thus far it's worked. You can go on Bing or Google, either one of them, and look, just type in at the search bar, refusal for cause, and you'll find out. You know, there's a pretty good website out there. I forget the name of it now, but they've got, you know, directions on how to do it, and that's the ones I used, and it worked. Ain't heard nothing from them since I told them that they're sending me mail, that they're committing mail fraud, which is exactly what they're doing. I implore you to go to the Government Publishing Office's website and look up the Writing and Styles Manual, because the Writing and Styles Manual states it plainly in there. Any all caps name is a corporation. So all this that I'm telling you is easily proven. But I'm not going to do it for you. Everybody needs to go about this their own way. You read, you discover, you comprehend the law, and you file your own cases against them, because if we keep using the same paperwork and the same advice, everybody's going to come up eventually using the same tactics. Everybody, eventually, they're going to find a way to avoid those tactics. But everything is contract. All crimes are contract in nature. You have to have a contract with them. It's like your license. All these people with driver's licenses or business licenses, whatever, they don't have the right to say or do anything to you unless you commit a crime. But speeding, I mean, if you don't have a license, they can't really charge you for speeding. Especially when there's no injury, in fact, no damages. That's all they can do is make recommendations. All these laws that they're passing now, these fraudulent orders from governors and stuff, it's all fraud. They got no authority. They got no authority to do anything but make recommendations unless you commit a crime or there's probable cause that you've committed a crime. When I say committing a crime like that, I'm talking about substance. You have to have substance. That's what the Constitution, Declaration of Independence, and Bill of Rights is all about. Making sure that the government can only come after you for a substantive issue. All this other crap that they've got is a fraud. And they've got no authority to do it, but unless you're in a contract with them. So, I'm telling you now, you get pulled over for traveling and told that you're under lockdown, you're not allowed to travel. This country's going to hell in a handbasket when that's the case. But refusal for cause. Refuse everything for cause. Force them to come after you with a real court. Because all this kangaroo shit business, it's all it is, a business meeting. It's not even a court. Traffic court, business meeting. Child support court, business meeting. Unless there's an actual crime with substance, probable cause, injury in fact, damages. Without any of that, they ain't got nothing. Mens res, actus reus. Study, learn, and fight them. Who was it said man doesn't stand on his rights, doesn't deserve any? Something like that. I don't know, you know. Good luck with it.